We'll have a look at these starting lineups with New Mexico State. 14-3, Harrison, Lofton. These guys are brilliant.
They are really good guards, and they do a great job. To me, the guy that makes it go is Jamario Jones with his ability to get on
Mr.
the boards.
Double-double.
Oh, my goodness. Does all the dirty stuff. Does an excellent job, but for Coach Jans, his first season, these guys are responding to a new coach, new system, getting it done.
Yeah, Chris Jans has done a tremendous job. I mean, not only, beating GCU, a top 10 win over Miami. They were 6th in the country. Beat Illinois. He's got this team in the right direction. They are fun to watch. And they're off to a great start, looking to improve to 3-0 in conference play. And meanwhile, for the Roadrunners, you look at that starting lineup, and we're missing Rapp. Where is Rapp?
Well, he's been under the weather last few weeks, but look for him to get some action tonight. The one thing you look at this lineup and you see one senior, two seniors in that lineup, the guys that are playing a lot of minutes are underclassmen. And they're all trying to gel, trying to make it work, trying to fix it together, trying to get it going the right direction, led by Ricky Holden.
And Justin Davis gets the start instead of Rapp. We do expect Rapp to play. Did not play on Thursday, and they lost against UTRGV. So Bakersfield with the possession first. Here's Briggs. They really count on him to do big things. He needs to stay out of foul trouble. Goes right at Jones, misses, and rebound by Wilkins.
You tell Briggs put a lot of time this offseason getting himself in shape and really good physical condition. He's having a real solid season.
Knocked away. And a turnover. This is Holden, who had a marvelous game in the loss against the Vaqueros. Set a season high, a career high, 18 points. 35 minutes of work on Thursday. Did have 4 turnovers, however. Motaz Ali. Jump hook doesn't go. Briggs with an offensive rebound.
An extra possession, something you don't normally see against the Aggies. They don't give up a lot of extra possessions off the glass.
I spoke to Coach Rod Barnes, who's done a magnificent job. This year they're really young. Whistle and a foul inside going to be called on Jones. But he told me about 20 minutes before tip, the key to this game is rebounding. We have to be able to, win the glass, was his message to his team as we have another look.
Well, you see the foul, the reach in right there, bump with the body on Jamario Jones. You look at New Mexico State, they're +9, +8 in the rebounding. A lot of that comes on the offensive end with Jones and Eli Chua off the bench as well.
Yeah, Jones is the greatest rebounder in the WAC, one of the top in the nation, and there's a block by Nadir. Here is Lofton coming off that 29-point performance at GCU. Wilkins misses on a 3. A whistle and a foul inside. They might get Sidi Nadir with the foul.
Going for a loose ball. You don't want to see it, but look at this shot block. I'm not so sure if Joyner thought he had lost a defender, but he was right in his hip pocket. That's great defense.
I mean, every year in New Mexico State, they are always so athletic, and they've got those lean bodies. A lob and a showtime dunk by Motaz Ali.
Again, Sean Briggs showing his versatility.
And a near turnover at half court. That's what folks came to see. They want to see more of that.
Came to see that. They came to see solid defense.
Wilkins lost out of bounds with a knocked away. It was by Bakersfield. It'll stay with New Mexico State. Yeah, these two teams, they always have terrific athletes that are very skillful.
Very skillful, and size-wise as well. I mean, you look at that fast break with the lob, 6'6" power forward, starting the break, bringing it down the floor for the flush. That was awesome.
The length, deep 3, and that is errant that time by Nadir. He is a 36% three-point shooter, and that one well short.
Got a little impatient there. You gotta just take the time and get a good shot. Not a good shot.
You want to mention tonight's officials: Ronnie Hernandez, Juan Corral, and Kurt Walker. Holden for 3, and he's got it. Bakersfield up by 5 here in the early goings.
It's a good-looking shot. You choose to go underneath the screen. That's what happens. You leave too much room for the shooter. You don't get a good early hedge.
There's Harris. Lofton with that step-back release. Boy, that is a thing of beauty.
I'll tell you what, man. Tough to guard. 6'4", quick, can get off of the floor as well. Very tough to guard.
A graduate transfer. He was the SWAC Player of the Year at a Texas Southern. And he has been a great addition for Coach Jans. That was a nice recruiting job there. Briggs for 3. A rebound by Jones. He's got, the no-look inside. And the bucket is good by Wilkins. You kind of alluded to that a little bit earlier.
Great finish right there. Larry Jones with a great pass. And I tell you what, to catch that deep underneath and still have enough touch to get it up and in, that's a good finish. One thing I love about watching these two teams play against each other is on the defensive end. And I tell you what, all the top teams in this conference in the WAC play solid defense. So your kids at home watch the defensive stances, the closeouts, all those little things that you're supposed to do defensively.
Had to beat the buzzer, and it was just short that time by Davis. Mexico State a chance to take the lead on this possession as we're inside 16 minutes in the first half of play. Bakersfield, they do not want to drop to 0-3 in conference play. Remember last year they were 12-2 in conference, and they won the regular season title. Contested 3 does not fall. Jones offensive rebound. Nothing new about that. He's going to jack up a 3, and that is off the mark. He has really struggled shooting the 3 ball. He does well in practice, but in the games it hasn't happened yet.
It's all shot selection. That's not a good shot there. It's not in rhythm. It's not coming off of something. It was almost you got the rebound, so you decided to shoot it.
Briggs misses inside, trying to get a second opportunity. And we will have to wait till after the whistle. Well, exciting here in the early goings in the Icardo Center. It's Bakersfield leading New Mexico State 5-4. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. This guy has been terrific. And you looked at me when you first got inside the arena. You said they got this kid from Oxford, Mississippi. And there are some ties there with Coach Barnes. Of course, used to coach at Ole Miss, played at Ole Miss. Only player coach in SEC history to be the player of the year in the conference and coach of the year as you have a look at the foul.
And look at the explosive move off the dribble. I mean, these are all good defenders, and he just made that look really easy.
There is Coach Barnes. You saw him moments ago. Here is Jarkel Joyner, the freshman. Leads the team in scoring barely, but he does lead the team in scoring. If that should happen for the rest of the season, he'd be the first freshman to lead Bakersfield in scoring since, I believe, 1990. That's going back to when they were in Division II. Quite a feat for that young man. Again, they play a ton of freshmen. Here's Chua inside. Knocked away by Brent Rapp, who makes an appearance here.
It's good to see him out on the floor. He's been a little under weather, but this is the leader of this ball club.
Active leader in assists in the WAC. He is the second leading assist man in Bakersfield history. Outside chance to catch the leader. That 3 does not fall. Davis battles Lofton for the rebound. It's going to stay here with the runners. 14:02 left on the clock, but boy, Rapp has just meant so much to this program, and the offense looked a little lost and disjointed against UTRGV, even though they did put up some points. I mean, they scored 74. When you think of Bakersfield, you do think of defense and, every possession's tight, Right. Oh, an offensive foul is going to be called. Oh, my. So, Falu Ndoye going to be called with his first personal foul. Mississippi State transfer. Played for the Bulldogs for 36 games and then transferred. Part of a terrific high school program, Findlay Prep in Las Vegas. Won a national championship. Played soccer growing up.
Tell you what, that balance, that body control, that's where a lot of kids learn it early on.
Harris misses the 3. Bakersfield by 1 as we approach 13 minutes. Rapp gives it up. There's Davis. It was blocked, and a foul going to be called on the freshman Johnny McCants. That'll be his first.
Got to be a little more under control as you close out. I just got done giving these programs props for playing solid defense, and you turn around and foul a jump shooter.
Justin Davis. Another look at the foul.
Yeah, he gets a little bit over the top too much. It's a good call.
At the game-winning shot against Idaho in the Alaska shootout earlier in the season, coming off a career high in rebounds. Had 10 rebounds against UTRGV. The previous high was 7. So again, he got the start tonight again for Rapp. He's been bothered by that stomach bug. He battles for it here, and he gets Bakersfield a possession. I don't know if he's going to be on a minutes restriction.
Right.
I mean, you know, we don't feel well. You don't just play 40 minutes.
I'm sure, partner, they're gonna go on what he goes on. And you know, once you get out there, you're in front of your home crowd. That energy gets in you. You start to forget that you weren't feeling good.
Well, he wanted to go on Thursday, and I was told a wave of nausea hit him right before the game. Here's the lob, and that is just not tall enough. Eli Chua intercepts the pass. Chua is fun to watch when he gets on the block.
Has a great knack around the basket.
Buchanan gives up. He's got it now. Tough matchup as he lost it inside. Hit the underneath part of the rim, and then Rapp able to draw the foul on Chua. Boy, you can see how crafty Brent Rapp is. He baited him into that foul.
Crafty is exactly right. He actually curled back around and runs into him.
And Coach Jans giving our official Kurt Walker a earful right now.
I mean, that's a veteran move right there.
That's a veteran.
I don't even know what else you call it.
He forced that foul, no doubt about it. And the possession before. There is Rapp working on Buchanan. Briggs. Chua on him. Offensive foul is going to be called on Rapp. And that New Mexico State defense, they were tremendous in the second half against GCU. GCU only scored 22 points in the second half. I think they shot something like 25%. So they really locked in on defense.
You know, it's one of those things where when you draw attention to yourself by creating that foul, creating some buzz, and all of a sudden you stick a little chicken wing out that they might not normally call. He created a foul for himself as well.
And I thought he might have got away with a walk, too, earlier in that possession. McCants. Here's Chua. Otaz on him. Here comes the double. Knocked out of his hands, and another turnover. And this is something New Mexico State did at GCU in that first half. Joyner inside. And the follow, we're going to call offensive interference. Oh, I don't know. I didn't think it was from this vantage point.
I didn't think so either. I thought it was on the way off. Well, we'll probably take a look.
11:52 left. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. Bakersfield by 3. 9-6 our score. I want to pass on just a few scores here on the WAC. Seattle U. Another win is McCants inside was blocked by Motaz Ali. Seattle U beat UMKC by 2. And Utah Valley up 20 on Chicago State. And Grand Canyon is up by 10 on UTRGV at half. And a turnover. Travels called.
I think Motaz has to be a little more aggressive, and he's got to go fast. You can't wait and allow help to come and take over the situation. He's got some good length. He can jump.
Offensive foul going to be called. Trade ends again. This one not an offensive masterpiece so far. Bakersfield, they're shooting with 2 of 10. That's 20%. And for New Mexico State, 3 of 9, that is 33%.
But it goes along with the lines of what we talked about, how hard they play defensively against each other. They really get into each other, do a good job. And you can see it's already contentious on the floor.
Holden gives it up. Joyner. Shot clock nearing 10. Leads the team at 10.9 points. Lost it with 3. Briggs sees the clock. He's got to get up. He does with 1. And banks it in. How about that? Sean Briggs, the senior, with the desperation 3. And suddenly, the Runners are up 6. Jones for 3. And that one's off the mark, knocked away. We're going to whistle inside. I think they're going to get Motaz Ali with the foul underneath.
I think they got Briggs. They're going to get Briggs.
So Rapp will come into the ball game. And you're right, partner. Yeah, they do call that on Sean Briggs. I know Ali was in the area, but Briggs picks up his first personal foul. Lofton. Davis on him defensively, gives it up. Here is Buchanan.
I like the fact that Lofton is being extremely patient with the game, not trying to force a ton.
Listen, a foul. This one will go against Ali. Yeah, sometimes Coach Jan says, the bench will get on Lofton and say, hey, we want you to be a little bit more selfish. We want you to shoot a little bit more.
Well, he's a guy that can definitely score from everywhere. Well, that's tough to get that call. Big man reaching outside. Didn't really affect the play. But nonetheless, he reached. That's why the call was made. And as a big man, you can't waste fouls out there at the three-point line reaching.
That one was deflected on the way up, but it still went in.
We've seen some really good use of the window.
That we have. That was Jones, who really, has been struggling with that outside jumper. But, boy, he is a stat sheet stuffer. No question about it. Leads he's averaging a double-double. That doesn't happen very often in college basketball at all. Did not get one against GCU. Had 6 points, but 15 rebounds. And he is the top rebounder in the conference. As you see Harris trotting into the game, as Lofton will have a seat on the bench. And also McCall, Justin McCall. Now his father is the women's head basketball coach, Greg McCall. Appreciate knowing him over the years. Understand they lost a tough one down in Las Cruces against these Aggies. See Bakersfield, what they've done at the free throw line. One more coming up from Jarkel Joyner.
4 of 4 from the line.
Had 12 points in the loss against UTRGV. Inside, here's Wilkins. Doubled back outside to Buchanan. Sometimes they want him to be a little bit more assertive. Here's Jones again from the outside. Rapp comes up with it. So Jones, we've seen him take a couple of outside jumpers here. And certainly he can hit those, but sometimes more effective when he goes inside. Joyner lost it when he was going up for the shot.
Yeah, ball just slips out of his hands. You talk about Jones. That's not his forte. Your forte is the putbacks and maybe the mid-range jumper inside the key, somewhere around in there. But to be out pulling threes and 17-foot jumpers, that's not his game, not his strength.
So effective around the rim. Davis goes straight up. Left it short off the iron. Jones with another rebound. Looking to push. 3 ball on the way. Does not fall by Keon Jones. Junior out of Dorchester, Massachusetts. Here's McCall in the lane. Oh, beautiful take by Justin McCall.
It's a strong finish right there.
Well, he had a great putback dunk on Thursday against the Vaqueros. And that's more his game. Around the basket, around the rim, as Jones lays it up and in.
Well, he's so quick, and you look at his size, they list him at 6'5". He doesn't even look that tall, but he's such a great leaper and a quick leaper off the floor.
Holden. No hesitation on that three. Harris comes up with it. 16-10. An offensive struggle for both sides.
Well, you got to give some of that credit to the defense. They're playing really hard. Good looking shot by Jonathan Wilkins.
And Coach Jans appreciates that. Wilkins, they want him to play, unlike his personality, he's very kind of a soft-spoken, never raises his voice. They want him to be a little bit more aggressive and assertive. He does a nice job knocking down that mid-range jumper. Out of bounds was deflected. It'll stay here with Bakersfield. All right, 7:42 left here in the first half, and it's Bakersfield by 4. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. A few things circled.
Shooting percentage for both teams, woeful thus far, but that's because of solid defense. But you look at the rebounding totals, -2 right now for New Mexico State. They're usually +8. That's the level they play at. They're getting outboarded right now.
And that was the key for Coach Barnes of CSUB. And a foul on a jump shot. Ricky Holden will go to the free throw line.
That's the 8th team foul already. I mean, they could be in a double bonus here with a lot of time left.
A lot of whistles here. Still 7:32 remaining in this first half. Gonna wipe up some perspiration there on the floor.
Or sweat, as they call it in my neighborhood. I mean,
oh, I love it. Good to be back with you, Seth. It really is. Look at the foul.
Yeah, I couldn't follow through. See him on the left hand. It's a good call. I love the challenge, but you got to be careful. Closing out.
And now there's some concern by Coach Jans on who it was called on. Or is he saying, was it a 2 or a 3? See if we can get an explanation from Hernandez.
Are
they saying it's a 3?
But it was a 2, and they got it figured out.
Okay. Yeah, it should only be 2 free throws here. And the first one's off by Holden. Boy, Coach Jans is not pleased. Now you're going to see well inside. I mean, it's not even close.
Almost a 1.5 foot inside.
If that is the contention. Okay, so they do shoot 2 free throws. It might have been who the foul was assessed to, because Coach Jans, you can see him there. He's still questioning something.
Well, the foul was on Keon Jones. That's his second. And he was clearly the guy that fouled the jump shooter.
So 17-12. Here's Wilkins high off the glass. Rapp with another rebound. Looking to push. Here's McCall. Davis has it in the corner. Back to Rapp.
Good closer. Hedge out.
Davis. Reach in there by Harris. Knocked it out. It's going to stay with Bakersfield.
Yeah, Harris is lucky he didn't draw a foul there with the reach in. But a good job of stepping back down in to help.
Approaching 7 minutes here in the first half. Now this is what we're accustomed with Bakersfield. Deep in the shot clock, work it in. Joyner down to 3. Tough shot, got it to go. Did the freshman out of Oxford, Mississippi.
6 points in the first half. And
Jones, here's Chua. Coming over was Ali, but they're going to say the basket counts. You can see he's saying it was still going up.
I mean, what did it look like to you? You tell me what you saw there.
I thought it was a good block.
I thought it was a great block.
I thought that was still going up, but they don't. They have replay here. There've been two, in my mind, controversial calls. They have not checked with replay. Oh, what a move by Joyner. Left it short, though.
Love the way he attacks.
Jones, the lob. Too strong, however. Missing at the rim, and is saved by the Aggies. Jones pushing. Lofton has it in the corner. Too strong. Ali with the rebound.
They're expending so much energy just to get back on defense and to run. Getting a little bit out of whack, a little bit out of control.
You saw the field goal attempts and makes moments ago. Approaching 5 minutes. I'm going to get Wilkins with a push. They were trying to post up Ali, and Wilkins pushed him in the small of the back. 9 team fouls now as Briggs will come in, and also Holden.
See right there with the shove as the pass is coming in. He gets a little bit off balance. He had him far enough away from the basket.
And that one's short.
He might need to put in the Rick Barry style, the granny shots.
Under 5.5 to play in this first half. And they're down the lane. Missed it. I thought Ali actually grabbed the rim. I don't think it affected the shot, but if you touch the rim when that ball is up in the air, sometimes you don't get that call. McCall lost it, and they're able to save it to Jones. Rapp picks him up defensively. Well done again by the veteran, and then a turnover committed by New Mexico State. This is kind of what happened against GCU, although they had a lead, but New Mexico State, they just turned the ball over late, and it led to easy buckets for GCU. I think they had something like 14 points off of turnovers at the end of the first half.
Just getting ahead of themselves. I mean, just slow down. Slow down. You haven't played well. Slow down and try to get something really good. Trying to make the spectacular play, just make the right play.
Now this team has been on an incredible tear. 14-3, knocking off a top 10 team as Holden puts it in. But they have not been home for something like 36. This is the last of an 8-game road stand.
I think it is
37 games away from the Pan American Center. And yet they're having this much success.
And that's why you can't panic. And that's why they won't panic, is because they're comfortable. That is strong.
A chance for a three-point play for Eli Chua.
That is very strong.
This is the New Mexico State team. They are 5-1 on the road. I believe Briggs will be the guilty party. So Chua, a 64% free throw shooter at the line. In and out. And Goy with the rebound. 5-point game in the Icardo Center. A turnover. Jones. A major collision and an offensive foul is going to be called on Jamario Jones. And once again, it's the veteran Brent Rapp drawing the foul. Although that one probably hurt.
Well, he loses the ball. He's a little bit out of control. He loses the ball. Just take your time. What's the rush? Take your time. Get a good shot somewhere. We haven't seen that.
3:45 left. We'll be back after this. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. So 3:35 left here in the first half, and it's been all Bakersfield as Davis knocks in a long jumper said they have led for all but 15 seconds in this game.
Yeah, they've come out and played extremely hard. They've turned it into one of those ugly games. Forced New Mexico State into a number of turnovers and missed opportunities.
Here's Lofton. Perhaps he might get things going. It's just so effortless for him.
Stroke.
Fun to watch. Zach Lofton, again, the grad transfer, St. Paul, Minnesota, coming over from Texas Southern, was a SWAC Player of the Year, and he's the second leading scorer in the WAC, 19.5. And he poured in 29 against Grand Canyon on Thursday. So with any kind of a game here tonight, he'll probably be the conference player of the week. And by the way, he's got 3 of those already. Joyner gives it up to Briggs. Briggs hesitated on the jumper, back iron. Rebound by Hadley.
I like Briggs trying to go to the basket using his quickness. He's giving up some size. He's attack with the dribble.
Chua. Here's Hadley, pretty good three-point shooter. Harris pulls the trigger and hits the 3. And it's down to a 4-point game with 2:12 left.
What have you seen the last couple of possessions? Patience on the offensive end, getting good shots.
Pardon me, just a 1-point game after that Harris made 3. Briggs, contested shot, rolls out. A whistle and a foul underneath. They're going to get Falou and Doy. And that is a major thing for Bakersfield. They do not want to get their bigs, Falou and also Ali, into foul trouble, because that's what's happened. And then Briggs has to move to that 5 spot, and he's out of position. And
yeah, it disrupts everything. You've got to keep them on the floor, but those silly fouls are the ones that hurt you.
Nice pass inside as Lofton finishes. Nice feed again by Harris. And now New Mexico State, they have the lead. Remember, they've only led for 15 seconds in the first half.
This is a beautiful back cut right there.
Well done. Inside and a turnover.
That's a good pass by Brent Rapp. Doy can't handle it.
Rapp always amongst the leaders in the assist to turnover ratio.
Not the first game he's played with him. You got to know when you roll, when you pick and roll, you got to have your head ready and your hands ready for that ball.
So the Aggies now will try to extend the lead. Whistle and a foul on the drive. They're going to get a hold on the drive by Lofton. Davis picks up his first personal foul. That's now 17 fouls as Lofton heads to the free throw line. Makes good on the first, a 71% free throw shooter.
He's got like a real easy stroke. Fundamentally sound, finishes.
Makes them both. Yeah, he had 29 points on 8 of 15 shooting. So very efficient, 37 minutes worth of work. Three-point game. Davis, top of the key. Able to knock it down.
Good looking shot. Tell you, how about the freshman? No fear.
And getting the start again is Rapp. Wow, I mean, the effort. Remember, he did not play Thursday because of a stomach bug, and so he can't be 100%. Oh, how about the maneuver there? Just missed it, Chua. And we're going to get a held ball. Coach Jans can't believe it. He thought it was going to be a personal foul on the Doy.
New Mexico State Aggie fans don't like the call either. They've traveled extremely well. Letting the officials know exactly how they feel. I thought it was a little bit of a foul as well. Chua had control of that board.
Under 30 seconds, about a 3-second differential. Maybe 4. Here's Lofton. 10 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Here's Lofton. Going to give it up. Chua with 2 on the clock. Misses everything. It'll be a shot clock violation with 3.8 left.
Lofton can't give that ball to Chua. If you're going to give it to him early and get it back where you still have time to work. But he played around a little bit too long and got stuck. It's a good switch defensively.
Rapp going to get it off in time. He does, but he misses. And that's how this first half comes to an end. Well, entertaining, sure, and competitive, and that's what you would expect. 26-25. Aggies on top of the Runners. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Bakersfield. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. Mexico State with a 1-point lead. Now, Bakersfield, they led for 8:48 in that first half and led by as many as 8 points, but yet it's New Mexico State with the lead here by 1 set.
They kind of settled down towards the end of the first half, and we saw 2 of the last 3 possessions. They got great shots. They were able to bang in a couple threes late and get within the lead, and then they took it over. So I expect more of the same. I expect it to be the message. Value possessions, finish possessions the right way.
Can CSUB sustain this energy that they've displayed in the first half?
Well, they're going to have to. They're going to have to come out with it right now. I mean, sometimes if you come out with the strong enough energy to start a half, you can break an opponent early, or at least have them doubting themselves. And this is a really good New Mexico State team. Don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible if you put the right kind of pressure on them.
You want to pass along a few scores here. You know, Seattle U beat UMKC by 2. And then Utah Valley. Jones had 6 rebounds in the first half. However, this guy's averaging a double-double. Here's Wilkins. And another goaltend, this one against Ali.
That one is goaltending. That's a good move by Jonathan Wilkins. This one is goaltending. It's on its way down. I think he still wants some answers for that one in the first half that was on its way up.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought there was 2 in the first half that the officials perhaps missed from our vantage point. And again, kind of surprised they didn't come over and look at the monitor because that's available to them. 3-point game here. Joyner gives it up to Davis. There's Briggs. How about that help defense by Wilkins? A.J. Harris way short on the jumper. Second chance opportunity. Jones.
It's a good hustle play by J.J.
Knocked away. Free ball. Comes up to Joyner. Joyner. Tough shot. Doesn't fall. Well played again by Nadir.
Nadir, that's great defense. He's afforded that space as well. We're starting much like we did in the first half.
Holden was fouled by Harris. Sportsmanship as A.J. will help him up. 28-25, early second half here.
And on the break, you see Sean with the great pass and just gets tripped up. But again, it's starting out a little bit wild and frenetic, the pace.
Well, Coach Jans has done a nice job first year here. Been in the coaching industry for 26 years. Went 4-0 against New Mexico State's biggest rivalries, UTEP and also New Mexico. This one well shy. Offensive rebound, lost it, and New Mexico State, we're going to have a foul here called on Bakersfield, and Davis still down. This game has been physical. Most of it's been Brent Rapp on the floor here, but boy, once again, bodies on the floor.
Well, I think that's why you hear the whistles and you see the whistles. They know this rivalry is so heated. If you don't control it, things could go a little bit haywire, but inadvertent elbow, you're trying to correct. You're trying to gain that rebound. You see Davis right there catch one.
And now the officials will come over here. They'll look at the replay and see if actions need to be taken here. We have a moment here. I want to remind everybody to watch the WAC Game of the Week on January 27th as GCU at Utah Valley
your neck of the woods.
Yeah, and that should be a fun one. I mean, Utah Valley they're 3-0 in conference play. Coach Pope has done a great job there. They play a high, energetic style of basketball, and that should be a lot of fun at GCU. I mean, you got Mr. GCU there with Braun, preseason conference player of the year. It should be a lot of fun.
They have a lot of mature players that are unbelievably athletic. I mean, they got some athletic dudes there.
Yeah,
Utah Valley.
Zach Nelson, it seems like he's been there for 10 years. I think he was part of the 2014 WAC championship, regular season championship team. So, yeah, that should be a ton of fun. Really looking forward to that one. That's in a couple of weeks. How about January 20th? Utah Valley visits New Mexico State. 4 p.m. tip-off. That'll be live on ESPN3. What do you think with the elbow there?
I didn't see anything intentional. Like, I didn't see it that way. I felt like he was just trying to pull the rebound out. He wasn't wildly throwing the elbows around.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. They're going to talk to the coaches here.
Well, it's a common foul, which is what it was.
I would agree with that, Coach Jans. And Coach Barnes getting the explanation. For National Coach of the Year, Coach Barnes back in 2001. That's a terrific accomplishment.
Also, this school has a ton of history, great history.
No
I remember coming up as a redshirt freshman playing up here against these guys, and they were loaded and strong. And this was way back in the day. I don't want to talk about what year it was, but a long time ago. And this crowd was crazy like it is now.
Yes.
Exciting. It was one of those energetic buildings, and it's still, Coach Barnes is able to still continue that tradition today.
Yeah, they won 3 Division II national championships in the 90s. And this has been the power of a program. And they went to Division I independent. That was tough. And, boy, they've been really good the last several seasons with Coach Barnes. He has really done a remarkable job with this program. Jones has it. Tough shot in the corner. That's off the mark. That's just he's going to continue to be stubborn. I think they want him to shoot that shot, but that's not his strength. His strength is around the rim, being active around the rim.
That's absolutely not a shot you want him taking. And because of it, he causes a foul on Zach Lott. There's no reason to take that shot. Get a better shot. You can always get a better shot if you move the ball.
Going inside to Briggs. As Wilkins kind of backed off. Briggs, and a steal here. And a foul. The shot did not fall by Ricky Holden, but how alert was he to step into that passing lane and draw the foul, and now a chance to take the lead at the charity stripe.
That's that energy you're talking about, coming out with aggression, getting points on the defensive end, giving yourself a chance.
Holden with 8 points. Coming off that career-high game against UTRGV. It was a loss, but he had 18, and now he's got 9 after that made free throw. And saw the play there, how alert Ricky Holden, the JC transfer. Rural Mississippi, he's now in double figures with 10, and Bakersfield takes the lead here in the second half. Again, trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. It's their second 4-game losing streak. Speaking of the Roadrunners, Lofton's got it, now back out. Nice feed as Chua pays it off. Boy, Indir, well done. Rapp quickly back the other way, and that 3 is good by Holden. He's got 13, and the Runners back on top.
It's a good-looking shot. Pushing the pace.
Chua just scored moments ago. Draws the crowd back to Harris. Harris with the drive. And is rejected. Rapp and Ali were there. Again, the length of Bakersfield and the energy showing up on defense. Briggs. A 3-second call. And I think he kind of set up a campfire there. Right?
He did. He was
I thought that was a good call.
You just have to be more aware. I mean, he's played not a ton of basketball, but here he's played a ton of basketball. You got to be aware of your timing, move around, move with the ball a little bit, find your space. You just can't sit there, and as my coaches call it, you can't sit there and ball beg. You got to move around.
Ali is senior, 6'10", 205, out of Alexandria, Egypt. Top field goal percentage in the WAC is 76%. You know why they want to give it to him inside. He finishes. Chua for 3. Front rim, rebound by Briggs. Under 16 minutes to play in the second half. And this is definitely the pace of Bakersfield. Joyner. Here's Davis inside. And Ali unable to finish. Briggs' second chance. And he was fouled on the play. So 15:31 left. We've got a terrific one here at the Icardo Center. Bakersfield 32, New Mexico State 30. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. Well, we've had a fun and entertaining game here at Bakersfield. The Runners up by 2. Sean Briggs at the line. High arching shot, misses. Briggs, a 74% free throw shooter. Second on the team in scoring, 10 points. 5 rebounds, that's best on the team. A total of 12 steals. So the lead is now 3 for Bakersfield. 15 and a half left. And, you know, the question that we've kind of, during these timeouts we've been talking about, can Bakersfield sustain this amount of energy?
Well, the thing is, they've got to get quality minutes off the bench. If they can get those quality minutes to help guys rest, then they'll be good to go.
Lofton. Boy, wow. It does not matter who you put on the guy. Sensational. Fun player to watch, no question.
Love the way he stared that one down, too, with the pose.
Ties it up at 33. It's just so easy for him. Wrap inside. He throws it away, looking for Ali. And now Buchanan will come in. See if Lofton goes out. No, it's going to be A.J. Harris. Will have a seat on the bench.
We've got to get Taz motivated and into the game somehow. They got to get him a dunk, get him something going, Motaz Ali, down low, because they need that presence. Outside of Sean Briggs, they're not getting it.
Inside, because you've had Davis and Joyner scoring on the offensive end, but boy, they'd love to get something interior. Lofton, Deere, trying to go back-to-back threes, and that time is just missing. Left it short. Bakersfield continues to lead the rebounding battle, as that was Coach Barnes' #1 key. So a chance for Bakersfield to take the lead again. They led for most of that first half, and then New Mexico State came back. There's Joyner, a deep 3, back iron. Chua there, tipped up as Lofton controls. Sedina Deere with a pull-up that was deflected by Ali, or certainly altered.
He turned the corner, didn't expect to see 6'10", 6'11" there.
And that wingspan. I love it. I just love it.
I mean, look at the effort here. That's a great defensive effort by the Roadrunners. Great help stepping out by Motaz Ali.
See Davis and Joyner having a seat on the bench now.
And the guys that come in have to bring the same energy, have to bring the same spark.
Lofton looking inside. Here's McCants. He's the freshman. And Toy on him. Lost it going up as Holden races it down in the corner. Right, so another turnover committed by New Mexico State. They had a chance to take the lead.
He had a nice area for a jump hook, but chose to go into the defender instead of keeping his space, just putting the shot up. Had plenty of room to get it off.
McCants goes 6-7. Inside here is Ali. McCants on him defensively. And too much. I was going to say nice move, but he walked with it. Got to get that drop step to go, but again, back-to-back turnovers here. And it'll be New Mexico State with a chance to take the lead as we approach 13 minutes.
I don't mind it. I like the move. He was aggressive, made a good up fake, stepped through.
Under 13 to play. Chua. Lofton.
Another turnover.
Looked like it went off the shoe that time of McCall. Boy, this is a little bit shades of Utah Valley Bakersfield for me back in the WAC tournament semifinals. When that 4 overtime game.
Nope, it looked like no one wanted to win it.
Rapp misses the 3 and Chua with the rebound. And that was, you know, for Bakersfield, that was, I mean, certainly a tremendous win. Put you back in the WAC tournament final. As Chua lets fly a 3, doesn't fall to an offensive rebound. But I just think that second half against New Mexico State in the final, it just wore down.
No legs.
Yeah. I think New Mexico State went on some crazy run to start that second half, and the game was over. But these two teams, they have met in Vegas consecutive seasons in the championship. Plenty of time on the clock. The 3 is good by Buchanan. And New Mexico State reclaims the lead here. 36-33 with 11:44 remaining here in the second half. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. We'll go back inside the Icardo Center, 36-33 in the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. It has been competitive throughout. As Bakersfield a chance to cut it to 1 or perhaps even tie it. Briggs working against Chua. Let's fly a baseline jumper, will not fall. Buchanan with the rebound.
Solid defense, force him into something he doesn't want to do, but he settles for the jump shot anyway.
Buchanan gives it up. Harris, look out in the front row. Approaching 11 minutes, Chua. Here is Lofton. Able to draw the foul, will head to the free throw line. Goes Zach Lofton.
Good Brent Rapp. Second.
Two team fouls now as there is Zach Lofton. Makes good on the first. Have a look at the foul.
Comes over to help and gives a bump with the body.
Knock down both free throws. And now it's a 4-point advantage here for New Mexico State. And they had that tremendous defensive effort on Thursday against GCU. GCU only scoring 22 second half points. They shot 25%. As Joyner misses, as it was a flyby. Lofton flew past him off that move.
Great hands and great using the low swing of the ball to get by the defender.
Lofton, no hesitation. Bottom of the net. Oh, when he put it back in the holster. No, you didn't, Zach Lofton. And the lead is 8, the largest for New Mexico State. Major contact there, no call. Rapp, here's Holden. Joyner's got it baseline. As Lofton is fired up.
And another area where you don't, I mean, that's 2 fouls on Motaz Ali that aren't good fouls. You're getting an offensive foul for a pick and early on a reach in. He's got 3 fouls. They need their big guys on the floor. You can't waste fouls. If you're fighting somebody for a rebound, you pick up a foul, you can deal with that. Can't deal with a reach in or a moving pick.
And that has certainly been an issue for Bakersfield, in particular with their bigs, getting in foul trouble. Now, here is Lofton again, fires and misses. Rapp with a rebound. You know, said we have not brought up Damian Durham, who has been suspended indefinitely. He was such a big part of this team a season ago. He was, you know, Jalen Arrington and Durham's effort kind of beat New Mexico State here when we were here back in February. But he has been suspended. He's not showing the type of leadership that they want him to display. As again, a Bakersfield turnover. Harris and McCants and Rapp are getting into it. Have to be separated by the official. Davis hit the deck. Now, you know, when these two teams get together, this is kind of what we expect.
It's not going to be pretty, but this is a great finish right here. Good. You see his eyes up on the rim the whole time. Might have a little bone bruise on his hip there, but that was a great finish.
Tom McCants and Rapp got hooked up. Looked like McCants was kind of underneath Rapp's arm there. And again, the officials will come over here. Ronnie Hernandez and Juan Corral will take a look and see if further action needs to be taken. I didn't think so, but have another look. Yeah, Sid, you're shaking your head. I don't see anything.
I mean, that's a basketball play. That's a blocking foul. That's a blocking foul. I don't know if they're looking at the latter part of that.
I think that's going to catch their eye. I think the McCants and Rapp altercation, not even an altercation, just I don't know what.
Tangle up?
Yeah, altercation's too strong here, but
tussle?
mix up. A tussle.
Tussle?
That was a tussle, right? It's a tussle if I've ever seen one. So, yeah, the officials are just to our left here and trying to sort things out. We'll have to see. Last time they reviewed a play, it was just a common foul. We'll see if that's the case this time. What do you think?
I didn't see enough of that
right.
to comment on this one,
yeah.
Which is rare for me because I like to talk.
New Mexico State's huddle there again, that 37 days away from home, away from the Pan American Center, celebrating their 50th anniversary in that building. They are very successful, winning over 80% of their games. And now, boy, they'll bring in Kurt Walker. He'll now view the play and see what, add his 2 cents in. But, boy, it's just been a remarkable road trip for New Mexico State. I mean, a top 10 win against Miami and then to beat Illinois. But even bigger than that, it's probably the GCU game, right?
Absolutely.
Down there. I don't know if they'll lose a game down there.
That's a tough place to play.
No, that environment was, I mean, here was special last year, I thought. And watching that on Thursday on ESPN3, that looked like just a great environment. And they beat them, and they beat them big in the second half. Looks like they've figured it out, and they're going to bring in the coaches. Said maybe you can translate this for us. So what they're going to call here.
I think they might get the young fella the way Coach Jans is looking to the bench.
They have not notified us of the call. Yeah. Let's see if we get any. Staying in, and so is McCants. A technical foul has been issued. Okay, so they did call a tech. At the line.
They call a double tech on both of them? Because, I mean,
Harris at the line.
There wasn't a lot there.
Wasn't a ton. Just I don't think there was that much there, that's for sure. Harris makes it a 11-point lead with that made free throw.
We've got to give number 23 all the credit. steadying the ship, hitting big shots.
Love his passion, too. A couple times after he made 3 and then threw an offensive foul. It means something to him, you know, and there's some passion attached to it. As we approach 9 minutes.
That's why I love college basketball, man. It means something to these kids.
So Bakersfield, they need to get offensive in a hurry. Wrap off the window, in and out, but Davis right there for the putback. Second chance opportunity. Cuts it to 9.
Brent Rapp just can't get one to go down for him. I mean, that's a good drive, in and out.
I think that's only his 3rd shot attempt. He doesn't look to shoot. He loves to pass. Talked about it, the top assist man in the conference. That's a nice look by Eli Chua.
So a really good job of facing up, getting into a threat position, and finishing.
First team all-WAC preseason. A lot was expected of him. He probably hasn't exceeded those expectations, but he's been playing better as of late.
He's also getting to know a new coach. Coming off the bench. He was a starter before. I mean, a lot of things have changed for him.
Ali inside, and Chua commits the foul. So Ali will head to the free throw line. Yeah, I mean, it's for these players to adjust to another coach.
This is a good foul right here because this is a dunk. If you're Ali, you got to go up strong with 2 hands there, and you see the body language. Like he needs to get excited, get a little more juice.
7:58 left. New Mexico State 46, Bakersfield 35. Back after this. So Ali just missed the first free throw. He's got 1 more. A 39% free throw shooter. Misses them both. You have a lane violation, I believe. Yeah, 1 more coming up. Not sure who they called it on. Perhaps it was Buchanan, I think, number 1. So 1 more coming up for Ali, and he makes him pay. 39% free throw shooter, but he gets the split. Rebounding margin starting to even out. So New Mexico State now within 1. And again, that was the big stat for Bakersfield coming in. They wanted to win that stat. And they've led for most of the game in that, but it's a little bit more even here in the second half as Chua gets the finish on that jump hook in the lane.
Left hand as well. That's 6 in the second half for him. And they're going to him down low against Motaz Ali.
Knocked away by Lofton. He gets it back. Spots up for 3. That's short. Tipped up. Loose ball picked up by Bakersfield. And if you're Bakersfield, you've lost 4 in a row. Just a lot's on the line. You can go to 0-3 if you lose this game in conference play. And you got to go on the road for 3. Here's Ali inside. Got the finish. Chua did not want to challenge that.
I don't think he wanted to pick up a foul. It's a good job of playing solid defense, forcing Ali to make a good shot. But yeah, if you're Bakersfield, you're in kind of uncharted territory for the last couple of years. And Chua is just chewing him up and spitting him out. No pun intended. I mean, he's getting on the block using the left hand, the right hand, however he wants. Ali has got to force him away from his spot. Good help from Buchanan.
Harris. Here's Lofton for 3, and it's good.
Wow.
And they're going to take a timeout. Speaking, I think, of Bakersfield. And Ali and Lofton are having words. Lofton said something to Ali, and now Bray Barnes, the coach's son, having to force Ali back to the bench. But we talked about the passion of Zach Lofton, and he said something to Ali, and Ali took offense to it and then doubled back. But no harm, no foul, right?
It's not. Do it on the court. Play. Play. Words are words. I mean, Listen, until they come out with like the Gladiator League basketball, where if a guy squares up with a guy, they're going to drop a cage in the middle, let him go at it. Stop all the nonsense. Play basketball. Play basketball. Nobody's tough guys out here. Chua working down with the left hand, and again, getting inside. Great position and a great pass to get him the ball when he was ready for it by A.J. Harris. And then Lofton with a silky smooth jump shot. 11 and a half, 24 for the game. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. I would say so. He's, in my opinion, probably going to get Conference Player of the Week. Just throwing it out there. He's got 3 already this season.
I mean, the stroke is just so easy. I mean, look how easy the stroke is.
But see the passion. He's gonna do a little bit of talking. They call timeout, and Ali's gonna. It was just right after that he and Ali start to say some words.
But listen. You don't want a guy talking. Stop him.
Right, stop him.
Stop him.
Okay, some scores to pass along. Seattle U victorious over UMKC, so they're now 2-1 in conference play. UTRGV dropping their first conference game, this time to Grand Canyon 84-71, and Utah Valley continues to roll. They knock off Chicago State 83-58. I had the pleasure of doing that game last year at the UCCU Center with Chicago State with a win, and that broke some kind of they were like 0-19 on the road or something like that, and they knocked off the Wolverines. But boy, this year's Wolverine team, look out for them. Yeah, very solid, very solid. They had a good showing in the tournament last year as well. Did a nice job, and I'll tell you what, we got as many guys that can score. I mean, they got some guys that can score. No doubt.
I mean, it's.
Had a look at it, you're going to see 22 and 13, 23 and 22 get into it there. And a wrap again. Senior leadership comes into play, gets Ali to the bench. I don't know what Lofton said, but Ali certainly took exception to it and then walked over.
What are you going to do? Just go to the bench. Why waste time or the energy?
Now wait a minute. You want him to show some passion?
That's not, to me. That's not passion.
Okay.
That's silly. That's silly to me. I'm talking about passion between the lines. When it actually counts for something.
Well, we'll see if that means something in this game. 6:14 left. Does that fire up Bakersfield a little bit, allowing Lofton to kind of talk some smack here? We'll see. 53-38. Mexico State pulling away. Looking to improve to 3-0 in conference play. And there's Zach Lofton. Boy, just a fun player to watch. I have really enjoyed watching him in person tonight. Joyner.
Foul play as well.
8 points, but I think those are his first points in the second half.
They are.
Score on the season. Inside to Chua, and Chua has been lethal on the block.
He is, as Mike Tyson would say, amphibious, because he is killing it with the left hand right now. The left hand is devastating.
And an offensive foul is going to be on Bakersfield, and Buchanan now is fired up. Again, New Mexico State, 8-game road trip. They have not played a home game in 37 days.
Well, they'll be well received.
I would think so. And you know how those Aggie faithful are down there. When we go to Vegas, they take over Vegas.
They travel extremely well.
Now, listen, I'm excited for the WAC tournament again. GCU is now eligible, and I think they will travel. I think the Havocs will travel to the Orleans Arena.
It's close proximity from Arizona. They'll be from Phoenix. They'll be there and on hand.
They have to be so fired up to finally be able to participate in the postseason. Dan Marley's crew going to add some extra energy at the Orleans. Harris with 9 on the clock. Buchanan thought about it. Rapp goes past him. Too strong. Rebound Davis on the floor, and you like to see that. Lofton helping him up.
That's good hustle. He just gets stumbled up. I like the way Davis is playing. I mean, these young guys are learning on the fly. I'm talking about Joyner, Davis. These guys are, and they're contributing in a good way. They're contributing.
They have to contribute. You lose a Damian Durham, and we don't know when he's going to be back. Suspended indefinitely.
10 points a game, 2 rebounds.
It's that perimeter shooting and his length. Offensive here as Davis trots to the other end. Lofton, incidentally, 24 points. So he had 29 against GCU. His guards said, get off the court, Lofton. We can talk about this on the sideline. But play will resume here. 15-point advantage. Joyner's got it. Inside to Ali. Great positioning. Chua's not going to challenge that. I think Chua's got 2 fouls, but...
well, you also want to force Ali to make shots. He hasn't shot it very well tonight, but that's a great seal by him and a great move. Just to turn and go. Not to hesitate, turn and go.
Ali, at least at the stats I'm looking at, 3 of 5 shooting. He's got 7 points. Again, the top field goal percentage player in the conference, 76%. Pressure here by Bakersfield. 4.5 to play. They need a lot of things to happen good for them. For them to come back. Jones, he has been quiet in this game.
It's travel.
He turns it over. He leads the conference in double-doubles. Did not have one against GCU. Had cramps. And
6 points, or 4 points, 6 rebounds in this game early on, but hasn't been heard from in the second half.
The scary thing is they haven't needed him in the second half. That is a frightening thought if you're the rest of the conference.
That's a great move by the young guy, Justin Davis. Strong finish.
4 minutes. Jones, where he left his feet as Endear got poked in the eye by Briggs. Harris working on Joyner, the freshman. Harris, the help defense by Ali. Here's Briggs. 3 Aggies back defensively. Ali's got it in the paint. A whistle and a charge is going to be called.
And I can't even put that on Ali. That's on Sean Briggs for leaving his feet at the start of that play. And you're going to lay it off to your center, put him in harm's way right there. That's why that foul was committed.
3:33 left. New Mexico State 55, CSU Bakersfield 44. You're watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. New Mexico State with the basketball and the lead with 3:30 left here. Looking to go to 3-0 in conference play. Able to beat the pressure. How this team has performed on the road. They're about to improve to 6-1. This team picked second in both the coaches and media poll in the preseason conference numbers. As a shot clock violation, they did not handle that well, but I just think to come on the road and to win these games, wow, first-year head coach, that's something special. They lost the WAC Player of the Year a season ago, Ian Baker. He's in the G League. Playing for I think it's the South Bay Lakers. Trying to get the tip. That won't fall as Chua with the rebound. But, I mean, just, wow, what a performance by New Mexico State.
I think the last two, you think back to Thursday night as well.
That game.
And then that takes it to a different level for these guys. And now they get to go back home and put a homestand together.
And they'll have Seattle U and Utah Valley. A Utah Valley game. Seattle U playing much better. This will be out. It's the top of the backboard and the clock there. Seattle U gets another win, but they had a great non-conference game. So those could be challenging games. That Utah Valley, you've been talking about Utah Valley since last year.
Right.
And they're definitely trending upward. There's no question about it with Coach Pope. And that'll be
a great game.
And that'll be on ESPN3. So
I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Boy, Holly just could not finish. Again, the pressure by Bakersfield. And if you're Bakersfield now, this is a tough one. And, maybe if they have Rapp, maybe nice pass by Jones, and a flush and foul as Chua will head to the free throw line. He has been terrific in the second half. And how about the look by Jones? It's good stuff.
Wow. And you can just feel the confidence brewing. I mean, Chua, 10 in the second half. Just come alive. Now 12, in the second half, and has a chance to get a little bit more. But he's a guy that you look at, you say he does so many things well, but then there are times where he just kind of, you're like, when is he going to become a factor? Because he rebounds well, he defends well, he can play on the low block well.
Yeah, I think that's well said. It's Coach James. I'm not sure what this is about. I'm looking at my notes, but yeah, Chua, he's just one of those preseason all-WAC first-teamer, and he really hasn't played to that level, but he has this game.
Absolutely.
In particular, the second half. He has just tremendous. Well, misses that free throw. Rapp with another rebound. Davis thought about the three. Holden coming off that career high of 18 points. Not as much success against New Mexico State. But if they have Rapp, maybe they beat UTRGV. They break that streak. But a 5-game losing streak and 3 in conference, and now you got to go on the road for 3 games.
I just feel like they're still trying to learn each other. We've seen times where it got a little stagnant, especially when Brent's not on the floor, Brent Rapp, where it gets a little stagnant offensively, like they don't know where to turn for the leadership or how to run the offense.
They lost some quality players, no question about it. Matt Smith, Dedrick Basil, who hit that game-winning shot in the final against New Mexico State to send Bakersfield to the NCAA tournament. They lost Jalen Arrington, who was fabulous in this game a year ago. And Justin Pride is probably underlooked, undervalued. He was a good defender and a good backup. Holden makes both of them. And last year, Bakersfield, although they lost in the championship game, they made it to the NIT. They went all the way to the semis. They went to Madison Square Garden, the only 8th seed to ever do that. And so, yeah, it's just an adjustment of getting these new players. Because we know Coach Barnes is a great coach.
Oh, absolutely. And some of those new players are so young that it takes time to kind of learn. Listen, I had no clue how to go in and game plan when I was a freshman. When I came in from high school to play basketball, I'm like, we're just playing basketball. What are you talking about? We got to study film. There's so many things that go into it. When you're an 18-year-old kid coming in, it's a totally different world for you.
Gabe Hadley at the line. There is Coach Jantz, and I just think he has really done a great job his first year as the head coach here. He was at Bowling Green and really turned that program around in 1 year. Longtime assistant at Wichita State. Helped recruit Ron Baker, by the way, in the NBA for the Knicks. That three is good in the corner. And so things becoming somewhat interesting here in the final minute 13 with that made three in the corner. But I'm just looking at this Bakersfield. So after tonight, at UMKC on the 18th, at Chicago State the 20th. Seattle U's been playing much better on the 26th. So their next home game will be February 1st against Chicago State.
Wow.
So,
well, listen,
they'll get a taste of road life.
And sometimes that's what you need. As a young group to galvanize your bond and your team togetherness, you need a good, healthy, long road trip with some meaningful games, because if you're able to go on the road and pull out a couple of those, I mean, it changes a lot of things. It changes a ton of things for you.
And perhaps Durham comes back. I don't know. That situation suspended indefinitely, so we'll have to see. And they break the press easy as Endear with the jam. Back to a 12-point game. Missed as Lofton with the rebound, and Coach Jan says, let's hustle. Let's not linger here around Bakersfield players and do something silly. Clock stops now with 1:02.
It's just one of those hard fouls at the end of the game when you're a little frustrated.
Right.
All right, let's try it again.
So Lofton now 24 points, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Make it 5 for 5.
Man, I thought you'd whammy him.
This guy's beyond
His
that.
stroke is just...
He's beyond that. Makes them both. I think he's a strong candidate for WAC Player of the Week. That would be his 4th. 62-48. Joyner for 3. Got it. So some second half scoring by the freshman. Bakersfield now 51. And again, playing hard to the very end here, out of bounds. It'll stay with New Mexico State.
Love watching Coach Jans. I mean, he gets after his guys.
Part of some great programs at Wichita State. Last year it was the team that went 35-0. Made that deep run in the NCAA tournament. And we talked about the, what he did at Bowling Green. I think the previous year they lost 20 games. They ended up winning 20 games. Had a postseason victory in the CIT for the first time in like 1975.
I mean,
this guy can coach as often
and
again.
Has not stopped coaching.
No.
Not for 1 second. This entire game, has he let up on his guys? 2 more for Lofton.
8 of 8. He's got 28. Remember, this followed a 29-point performance on Thursday. Joyner trying to make a back-to-back threes. Can't. Rebound by Chua. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul going to be called on Greg Lee, another freshman from Rockford, Illinois. Had a career high of 5 points on Thursday against UTRGV in 14 minutes of work. But Chua again will trot to the free throw line. Chua 7 of 11 from the floor. 14 points. This is the one thing he hasn't done tonight, and he does it, as he makes good on a free throw. There's Coach Jans. His team will improve to 3-0 in conference play. So it'll be a tie with Utah Valley at the top of the conference standings, and sets up a delicious matchup a week from today at the Pan American Center.
It's going to be a great game. Great game.
Joyner on the drive, misses. And a held ball, but possession arrow favors New Mexico State. 28 seconds left.
Well, let's just make sure, if you're Coach Jans, you want to make sure you don't overlook Seattle U thinking about a matchup with Utah Valley. We'll take care of the immediate one in front of you, and I'm sure he'll be all over that.
Well, this team has certainly responded to that. There's no question about it. And you're going to go 14-3, a top 10 win over Miami. You beat Illinois. I mean, this team has responded well to his coaching, no question. Ricky misses on the 3. Offensive putback is good. So McCall, good to see the coach's son get involved here. Greg McCall coaches the women's basketball team here at Bakersfield, part of some historic teams back when they were a Division II program. And now good sportsmanship here by New Mexico State. They'll just dribble out the clock, I think. Yes. Harris. 66-53, our final score. Wow. Seth, what's your takeaway from this game?
The Aggies are good. They turned it on late. And I think it started down low. Eli Chua had 4 straight buckets for them inside. He was huge in the second half. 12, 13, 14 points in the second half alone. 16 in the game. I mean, he was outstanding. And then you throw in the 28 from Zach Lofton.
Right.
When they got it going, the inside-outside, when they got it going, it was tough to defend.
Look at the final stats. They end up losing the rebounding stat by 1, but the final score is all that really matters.
I don't think they mind that. I mean, they do mind. That'll be something they'll talk about, especially early on when it was a tight ball game.
Yeah.
You don't want to be behind in that stat, but to be able to put it together and really close up. They started the game out shooting under 30%. And for them to get to around 47% on the game is pretty good.
So they improved to 15-3. And next up, Seattle U on Thursday. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching the WAC Game of the Week on ESPN3. From tonight from Bakersfield. For Seth Bonner, I am Michael Clanton. Our final score, New Mexico State 66, Bakersfield 53. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.